So, Manchester United draw in the San Sebastian in, I think is it Bilbao? Are they a Bilbao club? Well, don't know about Bilbao club, but definitely Basque region. Same region, northern Spain. And I think in various aspects of the game, Manchester United perhaps fortunate, but also masters of their own demise in this game. Um, from a leading position, you'd expect a bit more of a professional performance, especially from individuals. They should all understand what's going on, what the situation is, and see out, if not for a heavy scoring game, just a professional performance. Keep things tight, keep things no nonsense, and just see out, count down the minutes, and get out of there with the positive result. But unfortunately, we've opened the door to the next round. Um, and coming from somebody that predicted a 2-1 to Sociedad, let's be honest, towards the end of the game, second half, it could have been a 2-1. And yeah, I think Sociedad not as good as I was expecting them to be fair. I thought in possession, the first 2/3 of the pitch, they were quite comfortable, not really tested, not really much pressure put on their defence or midfield. But their final third was a little atrocious tonight. And even then, could have had multiple opportunities to have ended up winning that game. Definitely scoring a lot more than one goal. Their goal came, of course, from the penalty spot after a Bruno handball in the box. Now, some people might debate this, arms in natural positions or unnatural positions, and Bruno jumping, a player jumping in the box here. People will say, well, his arms can't really be anywhere else. But to be honest, your arms should be sort of up here if you're trying to wrestle off an opponent in the air. That's my Bourbons going everywhere. Or just keeping your arms by your sides and just elevating yourself off the ground. However, his arms are all the way up here for some reason. And I could not tell you why that is the case. And his arm is pretty much higher than head height for the Sociedad player right next to him. So a very silly penalty to give away by the captain, but the events that transpired leading up to that moment, it just felt like Bruno, again, the bad side, the dark side of Bruno Fernandes has come out to play yet again, where he sort of feels like, the game's not going his way. So rather than anything else, in terms of just keeping your head on your shoulders and focusing on the team performance and dictating play through the middle of the pitch, he just completely loses himself. I think probably the biggest giveaway of that was the fact that I think that there wasn't a foul given on the halfway line at one point in the game, that he just kept following the referee around. And chasing the referee down, and ended up taking a booking for dissent. And you think, but why is our captain doing that? Why would you chase a referee around, constantly droning in his ear about his cock-ups on the pitch, just to then get booked? It's just, you're being stupid at this point. And after that, I just felt like he sort of gets that slump where he's not fair, and then he loses control. He loses control of his position as captain, and ultimately the team then suffers for it. So, I think Bruno, once again, proving in elements that he's perhaps not the best captain for Manchester United, because you need a player that's not going to be losing his head 24/7. To be quite frankly honest, one player I would consider for captain would be Matthias de Ligt. A leader from the back, a centre back captain and a very steady performer on the pitch, also has quite a. It doesn't necessarily sound like he is a leader, but generally he has got a voice on him, and he doesn't use it an awful lot. But I think he's got something. He'll have 100% something to say, and I think there is definitely a factor in which he can motivate a team. So I would be open. I'd be open to giving that experiment a go. I thought Garnacho today a bit wasteful, a bit greedy. Um, Dallo was just hilariously bad. Like it's so bad now that you sort of you're past the rage bit. You just sit there. I think Old Trafford, if whenever Dallo tries to play football, everyone just sits there laughing at him. And do you know what? As a player, I would be absolutely terrified. I'd be more terrified of a crowd laughing at me, right, rather than the fans booing me. I'd much rather the fans were booing me than laughing at me by how badly I play. And to be quite frankly honest, he should have set up Hoyland on a silver platter for a goal, and he complicated absolutely everything from the most simplest of positions. And as a wing back, you'd assume from that position, cross it, cross it in. But we didn't see that whatsoever. So yeah, not good, not good from Dalot whatsoever. So the Portuguese contingent, we can say, has absolutely failed the test once again and let their manager down. But yeah, Garnacho a bit greedy, had opportunities to play the extra pass to really set up an easy chance, and that comes off the back of him already having assisted tonight for Xerxes' goal, which I thought was just a well taken shot. Not really a huge amount of power, but just driven along the ground, placed it with a little bit of a bend, taking it away from the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper late to see the ball, and of course not quick enough to react to it. So, in various aspects, still a capable team to, if they actually use their brains a little bit and, use a bit of that mental kinetic energy, rub some brain cells together. You might come up with some good plans, some good passages of play. There is some form of capabilities there. I think Xerxes has got a bit of technical ability about him, capable of, connecting dots a little bit more. Garnacho, if he's a lot more selfless, like literally, I would challenge him to go an entire game without taking a single shot when there is a pass on or a cross. Even if you're one on one with a goalkeeper, if you look up and you still see a teammate in the same vicinity, play it to him. Literally, I challenge Garnacho to not take a single shot in a game of football for 90 minutes. 0 shots from Alejandro Garnacho. I challenge him and see what happens when he just focuses on playing the ball into a teammate. Because the amount of times Garnacho can get into positions where the ball's a viable threat to the goal, you always get let down by at the very last moment, just not there with the final delivery to really set up and hammer it home. So yeah, I think Hoyland suffered a couple of moments in the game where, even though he doesn't really do an awful lot in the team, I think he should have had a couple of extra chances played in, and quite simple chances to be fair. Should be quite simple chances. So I think over the course of 90 minutes, for me, I do feel like Højlund needs to get that extra pass played into him, especially when you can create easy chances. And I just feel like there's opportunities where we really let that go in the game, and we miss out on opportunities to go a second goal up or a third goal up, or scoring that extra goal. It seems to be a very big problem, and it's those fine margins that really do ruin a lot of features about our performances. Um, so yeah, overall, I wouldn't say it was a horrendous game. It was meh. It was meh. I think most other teams probably would have dispatched of that Sociedad team today, especially a team with no real threat. So overall, I just feel like we're not out of this tie yet, right? We go back to Old Trafford, of course. Um, in Man United's case this season, it might as well just be the second away leg. We played the first away leg, and now we're about to play the second because we are absolutely atrocious at home. But fingers crossed that we've got enough in the tank to actually string together a performance to get us through to the next round, which is probably, if we do get through, will probably end up being Lyon, because it's between them and FCSB or FSCB. I think it's FCSB. Yeah, FCSB. Between those two teams, Lyon go into the next tie with, I think, a 2-goal advantage. I think the first leg finished 3-1, and I think that was Lyon were the away team in that as well. So, yeah, they were the away team. So, looking like, again, somewhat of a difficult, tougher next leg or next round if we do go through. But we've got to get there first. But I'd like to see just the final third being improved that a little bit more for me. Just got to improve it a little bit more. Inject a little bit more pace and a bit more urgency. And I just think overall the results will follow suit. Play slightly better in the build-up, in front of goal, play smarter, and you probably bag yourself an average extra goal and a half per game. And with some of the results we've had this season, we've only lost or drawn games by a goal. So there's a world where the results are plentifully different if we just retrieved that extra goal. And that's kind of where we're at. But let me know what you guys thought about the match performance down in the comment section, and whether you think we've got a hope in hell for the game for the game at Old Trafford in the return fixture. I think, which is next week, I believe. It might be next week. I think it's next week, Thursday next week. So yeah, fingers crossed that we do sort of put this tie into our favour come the return leg. We've got Arsenal at home in between, which is a massive game, as well as a massive protest planned by the 1958 for that game. So I'm going to be watching very closely. Very, very closely. So anyways, guys, smash the likes, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. And yeah, we'll catch you guys tomorrow. I'll be doing the Arsenal preview tomorrow, and perhaps we will have a special guest for that. So keep your eyes peeled, peeps. Keep them peeled. Take care, everybody. Speak to you next time.